Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're taking on a challenge that literally pressure tests the absolute limits of linguistic precision. We're stepping way out of the textbook and right into the high-stakes, intensely meticulous world of artisanal craftsmanship. I mean, picture this for a second. You walk into a master tailor's workshop. The air, it smells faintly of steam, chalk dust, heavy wool. You've got these rolls of luxurious fabric lining the walls, and those heavy cutting tables, they just hold the promise of absolute sartorial perfection. Now, most language learners, we know how to walk into a department store and buy a basic t-shirt, but that's just survival language, right? So what happens when you want something structurally complex? What happens when you're taking a multi-thousand-dollar gamble where a single, tiny misplaced syllable could leave you with a completely botched garment? Today, we are navigating the incredible world of bespoke tailoring, armed with nothing but highly specific mechanical vocabulary. Let's set the scene.
So, here is the core question we're answering today. Can you successfully order a custom, handcrafted three-piece suit from a master tailor using exclusively high-level technical terminology? And look, we really have to raise the stakes here. Absolutely no slang allowed. There is no English safety net whatsoever. And, perhaps the most crucial part, zero pointing. No way. You can't just walk in, point at a picture in some magazine and go, hey, make it look like this. No, you have to bridge the gap between your mental blueprint and a flawless physical garment using literally nothing but your mastery of the spoken word.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here are the strict rules for our high-stakes sartorial experiment. Step 1, technical vocabulary only. We're totally bypassing all colloquialisms entirely. Step 2, if I use a basic everyday word, like jacket or pants or stiff, the experiment is considered an immediate failure. We're treating this whole interaction exactly like a high-level engineering meeting. And step 3, we just have to accept whatever the linguistic blueprint creates. If my vocabulary is flawed, well, the suit is going to be flawed. In traditional tailoring, once those heavy steel shears cut into the expensive fabric, there is absolutely no undo button. No taking it back. I'd literally just have to wear the mistake. It's the ultimate test of speaking a professional's dialect.
All right, moving right into phase 1, anatomy of the canvas jacket.
So we walk into this high-end atelier. The atmosphere is totally quiet, the master tailor is impeccably dressed, and you've got these beautiful swatches of dark wool cloth just waiting to be transformed. We sit down, and immediately, right out of the gate, we face our first lethal linguistic trap. The real danger here lies in relying on standard dictionary translations. If you just use the tourist textbook word for jacket, you're basically leaving everything up to interpretation. By using a basic word, you're signaling, hey, I'm a novice, and because of that, you seriously risk ending up with a cheap, glue-fused disaster simply because you sounded like someone who didn't know any better. To survive in this environment, you have to speak the master tailor's vocabulary. You have to specifically request full canvas construction. At that point, you aren't talking about a piece of clothing anymore, you're talking about architectural methodology.
Now, what is a full canvas interlining? Basically, it's a layer of horsehair canvas that is meticulously, painstakingly hand-stitched right into the interior of the suit to give it that classic, structured silhouette. This is the absolute holy grail of suit construction. We are talking no glued foundations here. None of those fused synthetic materials that stiffen the fabric artificially and then, bubble up horribly the second you get caught in the rain. When I looked at the tailor and specifically requested a three-piece suit with full canvas construction, his eyebrows literally raised. He instantly started taking notes. By deploying this exact technical term, we completely bypassed the risk of miscommunication. We didn't have to vaguely say, oh, make it stiff or make it high quality. The engineering term did all the heavy lifting for us. It described exactly how the internal layers of wool and canvas should interact, and just like that, we established profound credibility in that room.
Next up, we have phase 2, lapels and lethal details, where a single geometric mistake can completely ruin the entire look.
Okay, so we've secured the internal foundation. Now it's time to dictate the external geometry. The tailor is standing there, chalk against the chest, ready to sketch out the defining lines. And honestly, it is catastrophic what a few centimeters can do to your overall look. Think about it. A trendy 5-centimeter lapel, it looks entirely out of place on a structured classic suit. It just creates a weak, totally disproportionate profile. I needed the commanding, dramatic silhouette of a precise 9-centimeter peak lapel. I definitely did not want standard, off-the-rack shapes. But to get that, you have to be authoritative and set those exact geometric parameters out loud. When you dictate the exact width and the exact style of the peak, it's like you're literally drawing lines in the air with your words. You're leaving absolutely no room for the tailor to insert his own modern trends over your classic vision.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next challenge. To truly test the master tailor, and let's be real, our own linguistic boundaries, we requested a Milanese buttonhole. Now, if you don't know, this is a highly distinct, fluidly hand-stitched, functional detail right on the lapel. It is the undeniable signature of true bespoke tailoring. It involves meticulously wrapping this glossy silk thread around a specialized core thread called a gimp. You absolutely cannot do this with a sewing machine. No way. It must be executed by a master hand with immense patience and precision, literally taking hours for a single slit of fabric. We are building a physical, tactile masterpiece, dictating the tension of silk thread, using nothing but complex vocabulary words.
I gotta tell you, the tension in the room was completely palpable after making such a specific, high-level demand in a second language. I'm thinking, would he understand? Did I use the right industry jargon for this specific region, or did I just sound like I was making up words? And then, the tailor simply nodded and gave this exact response in his native tongue. Understood, Milanese buttonhole, by hand. Wow. That sentence right there, that is the ultimate validation. Our precise technical language successfully bridged the gap. We communicated a highly complex, artisanal hand-stitching technique flawlessly. No gesturing, no pictures required, just pure linguistic precision.
Which brings us to Phase 3, the final blueprint revealed.
So fast forward through 3 long weeks of waiting. 0 English, 0 hand gestures, and 0 corrections during the entire process. The fabric is cut, the steam rises from the iron, the intricate hand stitching is finally completed. It's time to step out of the dressing room and see exactly what our spoken blueprint created in the real world. And guys, it was incredible. The parameters of the garment perfectly matched our language. The full canvas construction, it provided this heavy, natural drape that flowed beautifully over the chest, entirely free of that synthetic glue we talked about. The peak lapels were razor-sharp, cutting a striking geometric line at exactly 9 centimeters, and the Milanese buttonhole, it was perfectly raised, just this sculpted piece of art in glossy silk thread. Every single mechanical engineering parameter that we requested out loud was flawlessly met by the master tailor. Why? Because we used a precise linguistic blueprint. There was 0 room for interpretation. He didn't have to guess what classy or nice meant. He just followed the absolute mathematics of the vocabulary we provided.
So the crucial point is this. Learning technical language isn't just a party trick, right? And it isn't just a way to show off your vocabulary flashcards. It acts as a literal shield against miscommunication. In any field, whether it's tailoring, architecture, software engineering, you name it, when you take the time to deeply learn and speak to a master in their exact professional dialect, you completely remove the guesswork. You don't just get a superior, structurally perfect physical product, you earn their absolute respect. You transition from being just a casual tourist consumer to a knowledgeable collaborator in their craft. It completely changes the power dynamic of the entire interaction.
Which brings us to the end of our experiment, but hopefully the beginning of yours. To all the fashion nerds, the language learners, and the detail-obsessed viewers out there, did I miss any crucial tailoring terms in my blueprint? And more importantly, how would you have specified a double-breasted vest using old-school, traditional tailoring terminology? Language is just this endless map of deep, specialized rabbit holes waiting to be explored. Keep diving into those technical details, keep challenging